Hey dancers, I'm Elena Hill, veteran teacher and host of the Engaged Core. A few weeks ago, I had the pleasure of interviewing one of my former students, Janae Holster. Janae Holster is a powerhouse. She kills it in every arena she's ever stepped in, from competition dance to convention to in class. She is just phenomenal. The best thing that I could say about Janae, actually there's a lot of really great things I can say about her, but the best thing that I can say about her is that she is the physical embodiment of dance like no one is watching. So you're going to get a wealth of knowledge about dancing through your fear and get into a space where the most important opinion really is the one you have of yourself. This episode is a must for all dancers looking to pursue dancing professionally, or any dancer just looking to feel more confident in themselves as a dancer. So check it out, and after you hear it, you still want to hear more, you can check out the full interview on our podcast at The Engaged Core. Enjoy the show, and I'll see you on the other end.
Big question. But when I was little, obviously I was very spirited. Like you could tell when I walked into that class, I had a lot of energy. And my mom, like she's a lovely mom, but you get tired. Yeah. So I was like, Mom, I need to go dance. I need to do it. And she was one of those people, like she would do everything in her power to make that happen. And like we didn't have a car at that time, so we would commute, like we'd do our walk, we'd do that bus, the train. And I remember that was one of my first times taking hip hop, like for real. And I was like, whoa, this is so fun. There's no rules. Cause in ballet I really struggled because I was not like built for that kind of movement. But with hip hop, I remember being in that class and it just felt right. It felt like I was connecting with a part of myself that I didn't know I could. And it was really cool to see that happen, especially so young. So I remember when I think I was about 11 during that time. But we would have like choreography prompts and my little brain, I was so invested in creating movement. Like that's what I wanted to do, but I never had a chance to because I grew up at like a technique studio, like you said. And so getting to explore in a space, especially with people older than me, because like I was a baby. I was such a fetus. Oh my goodness. I think the biggest thing I learned was like getting a space to be myself, and that could be appreciated. That's a good question. That genuinely is a good question. I don't think anyone's ever asked me that because as you get older, you definitely, the anxieties and the fears of like, not being enough seep in and you don't seem as fearless. So hearing you say that is, thank you. Thank you, first of all. Um, but yeah, I think for me, the reason why dance was like, "Rawr!" was because I couldn't do that in other facets of my life. Like I have always been the youngest in my spaces of creation. So I always didn't know how to speak to people properly. Like having conversations with people who are like 15 when you're like 7 is difficult, okay? So I think that was my way of being like, I can hang with you guys. I can do it because I couldn't otherwise. So I had to be fearless. I had to make up for what I thought that I lacked. So I think for me, that's what it was. It's my bravado. It's my mask. Okay, so you know Monsters Dance Convention? 2 years ago, I went to a city. I forget which one. I think it was Seattle or something. And I kid you not, I had a full-on panic attack because I was like, I can't do this. Because my mom had signed me up for the freestyle battle. I was like, I don't want to go. Please don't make me do this. Like I literally took a nap in crying in the hotel room because I was like, I can't. Don't make me do it. Because you know Julian de Guzman and people like that, like those people were there. And I was like, no, 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 no. And like I I did bad. I did very bad that city, and that is okay. That's okay because I came back to that same city the next year and I got nominated for the show, which is first of all a dream. Like I never in a million years thought that would happen. And like for the 2020 show, I'm in the cast. Cause it's crazy because it doesn't matter how many times that you like fail or think that, oh, I'm so terrible, I suck. No, it's not about that. It's about you continue to push forward. I like, hey, we have our bad days. We have our times when it's not our moment, and that's fine. Cause like, look, I tried again. And I'm here. Gosh. And just another thing about like growing up and failing, I like you remember when I was in your class, like I was like, I can't do the jazz, the ballet, like I wasn't built for that. Because that's what you're taught. Yes, my body can still barely do a 90 degrees without like hurting, but that it's not about that. I think what I've been lucky enough to have after I moved out here is mentors who taught me what it's like to live in a world where you're constantly on display, constantly selling your product, which is yourself as a dancer, and having to learn that what other people see, that's not who you are inherently, that doesn't make up your worth. Just because somebody doesn't like you on a Monday doesn't mean that you're any less valuable on that Monday or that Tuesday. Hey, it's okay. Because, okay, sorry I'm blabbing, but I feel like this is something that I needed to hear this past year. I it's the art of being an unimpressive dancer. You don't have to be impressive to be valued because I'm not a trick competition dancer, but I go to these competitions and there are some of the most beautiful, most talented dancers who are my age that I've ever seen. And I'm like, could never. And that's okay. Cause now we're friends and I respect them, they respect me because it's in the art form. It's dance. We dance because it's joy, it's expression. It's not about tricks. If you can do tricks, wonderful. And if you can't, you're still valid. You can still share. Okay. Let's see. So I am on the brink of college. Oh, wow. So crazy. But I think like this year, especially in isolation, it's been very eye-opening for me in what I want to do with dance because you go back and forth, you're constantly changing. What you want to do is constantly changing. And I've had a lot of pushback with me and what I want to do with dance because at first I was like, I'm gonna be on tour with Beyonce when I was younger. And then I was like, maybe I don't want to do that. My body's kind of tired. And then I was like, I want to be a dance convention teacher, which would still be very, 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 very cool. And I would be honored to get a space to do that. But also, I don't know if that could fulfill my soul forever. So, like at this time in my life, I just want to focus on getting all of the information I can, all the tools in my belt, go to college, get the education, whatnot. Just so then I can become a teacher, a sharer, a learner, and be intelligent about the space that I hold. That's all I can ask for. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't know. Okay, so my handle on Instagram is Janae Holster, JANAEHOLSTER. That is my main platform. But if you want to reach me for jobs or just to talk, Janae Holster at gmail.com. Same spelling, same everything. Thank you. Thank you, Elena.